revolution.
Bookmarklets on standby.
Log online, fan page loaded and ready.
Player stats, loaded. Health check, go.
Weapons check. Eyes check. Complete.
We have launched for the Informant podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Informant podcast. Tonight, it's just Jana and I here to inform you on whatever it is we think we know that may not be true.
Exactly.
Jen's out for the evening, and then Chester is normally now going to be taking Sundays off, or Sunday recording for Mondays, so it's just the two of us tonight. So
How was your weekend?
it was good. Watched the last of the Rangers games, and now they're going to the World Series. It was they
Awesome.
devastated Detroit. I mean, it was
Good.
like 15-5, I think, was the final score.
Awesome.
They just-
That makes me happy. I'm sure Chester's thrilled.
Yeah, they just decimated them. And then I've kind of got hooked on a new show called the IT Crowd. It's a British show, and it's kind of reminds me of The Office, but it's all about IT. And it's got these, three people that actually work in the basement of this company, and it's just hilarious. It just cracked me up. A friend of mine turned me onto it, and I just was catching up on all the past episodes, and I'm dying laughing.
How old is this series?
It goes back at least as far as '07. I hadn't looked in detail, but I was just noticing like some of the stuff in the show was dated around that time period. So
You'll have plenty to catch up on then.
yeah. I'm not sure how many seasons it goes, but I was actually catching up on it on Netflix.
Nice. Well, I caught up the new episode of The Walking Dead today, so that's where my attention went before the show.
Well,
So-
with the new writers and whatnot this
Yeah.
season, is it still seem like it's going to be a good season for them, or is it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it looked pretty good. So I don't know. It was exciting. Some surprises that I wasn't expecting. So yeah. So it was good though.
Take a little bit of time to play catch up when you haven't watched it for almost a whole 6 or 8 months.
Yeah, I know. I watched the last episode of last season right before I watched this one, so it all came back to me pretty good. But it was good. I think they'll do well. I'm sure they will. So, and it's always nice at Halloween to start having the movie marathons of all the scary movies and stuff.
Yeah, true.
So what's up with you?
In Stockholm, probably the only news I really have this week is we've got inventory group will now reflect the loot items that drop within that special district. And so just if you're curious how many of these new items you've gotten, you can actually run the inventory group Spocklet, and it will give you that information. Other than that, it's the same. We're trying to catch up on getting some toolbar enhancements out there and some other things. I'm still trying to find out why people's stats have disappeared. Seeing if I can do a little bit of digging and research and maybe find out if it coincided with the rollback possibly or something. Kind of trying to put some 2 and 2 together to see if I can come up with an answer. But other than that, that's really it. So, and then usually Jen would be here to cover all the game changes. So
Well, we're going to go to a break and we'll be right back.
Hey girl, how's it going? You don't look too...
I'm stressed. My hands are killing me from all this typing. I'm getting event fatigue.
Are you talking about Mafia Wars?
Oh, God, don't tell.
I have the same problem and I can't get any work done now because of this game. And I just can't do my job.
My hands are so cramped up, I don't know what to do.
Hey, you guys, have you heard about that new insurance that they've
What?
got just for this? Yeah, there's a new
What
insurance company.
insurance? What's it called?
Are you kidding?
It's an insurance company, and they provide insurance specifically for Mafia Wars. So the things that you struggle with while you're playing the game, your potential carpal tunnel, your tiredness, and everything else, they've got an insurance now for that.
And what did you call this?
And how do you sign up for it? It sounds interesting.
Just go to their website. It's .com.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, now we won't get fired for not working. I'm playing Mafia Wars instead.
Let Insurance see you through the tough times. Let them take the hassle out of filing the claims. Let them make Mafia Wars just a little bit easier on you. If you're experiencing pain when playing the game, then Asshat is for you. So don't be an asshat. Give them a call. See them online. Representatives are waiting and standing by to help.
We're back on the Informant podcast.
I guess the only thing we need to do tonight would be you guys had a meet and greet in Denver. How'd that go?
Oh, it was insane. We had so much fun, though. It started at Casa Bonita, kind of based on a South Park joke. I don't know if you've seen that episode where they go to Casa Bonita, but we pretty much had a really, it was funny. We all acted like 12-year-olds for a few hours, so it was a lot of fun, though. It's kind of like a Mexican, it's a Mexican restaurant, but it's like a little theme park kind of thing inside where it's just insane, where there's just so much going on. Cliff divers and
Now,
silly.
Didn't
silly
you
stuff.
have some concern that they actually were closing?
They did file a Chapter 11 protection, but there's rumor that it's about to become a landmark, and so I think they'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
I think they'll be all right. So I don't know. I'm not from this area, so apparently kids, it's just nostalgic for everybody that had ever grown up here to go back there. So it was funny though. We were really silly. We all got laser guns and we were just really silly all night. So, but it was a lot of fun. I really wish you and Jen could have been there. It was crazy. So
I actually found my way down into Oklahoma. And
yeah,
so-
that's what you said.
Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to go out that way. I had thought I might have been able to make it out. Was going to surprise everybody, but didn't work out. So
Well, when you called and I was in line at Casa Bonita, I thought, yay, he's in the parking lot. But no. So, and Chester called too. He wanted us to have him there on Skype too. But this was one of the first meetups where people weren't that focused on their game. So just everybody had a good time and it was fun.
very good, very good.
Yes. Insane group, but
Oh,
tons of fun.
and then I got some other news that
What?
happened this weekend. The SPOCK'S beat the MIGs.
Oh, not cool. Because you snuck up on MIG. Well, you knew that the enemy was asleep.
Yes, that's true. We got our invite late last night, and I kept looking at it, and I kept looking at it, and I kept looking at it, and I said, you know what? Most of our people aren't awake yet either, because they're a lot of them in Eastern Europe and so on. So there's some U.S. people, but so a lot of people overseas are in the SPOCK'S, and I said, you know what? Forget it. I'll just wait. And so I got up in the morning, and I said, come on, we got to do it. So I just clicked the accept battle, and I was going to see what happened.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, there were like hardly any MIGs awake, and so it turned out we just decimated you guys like 30K to 450 points. It was
Yeah,
like
not
no one
cool.
showed at all.
I hadn't even been back to the computer yet this weekend, so I want a rematch. And I'm speaking for Chester too. We
Yeah.
want a redo.
Yeah. No, I'll
send us
strategically
the
wait for the.
invite next.
No, I think next time I'll wait for the next invite again.
Oh, it's coming.
I
Well,
just-
we'll just have people on call to monitor that.
Yeah, I was practicing the art of war.
Yeah, very nice. We're gonna need a rematch. That's pretty funny though. Has Chester seen this yet?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything out of him, and no, I really fully expected about 15 or at least 20 minutes in, then all of a sudden the MIG wall would light up and everybody would just start piling in, and it would be just a disaster.
That's so wrong.
But yeah, it didn't turn out to be that. So
Uh-huh. Well,
yeah, I got to tell you, honestly, I thought at first when I got it, it wasn't actually you, because I knew that there was it. It doesn't come in with the tag, It comes in with the name of the family. And I know that was your name, but I knew there were other cases where you guys had some people that had close names to yours. And I thought it was one of the other spoof families of MIG, and so that's why I didn't until I accepted, and then all of a sudden I see old Chester sitting there with big old goose egg on his points through the whole battle, mind you, and
and you took screenshots throughout this, I'm guessing.
No, but I did take a screenshot at the end that said it said Pete beat MIG or something like, or
yeah, you better frame that one.
Yeah, that was I can't. Yeah, I'm not even sure how Zynga labeled a text on it, but it came across like Pete beat the entire MIG. It was kind of funny.
It looked like you did that. I thought you just were photoshopping around and being goofy.
No.
And then I went and looked at the page, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
that was totally legit. Yep.
Very sneaky. So.
But yeah, so that was fun, and then we'll have to have a rematch when we can all be on and just see what happens. Well,
and you'll have to come and participate in our birthday mock too coming.
Yeah.
The 28th that weekend.
The MIG versus the world.
MIG versus the world, yeah.
Weekend.
It's going to be fun. So.
Very good then.
Very good. So that's about it with me.
And that's about it for us. Got any shout outs?
I'm going to give one to everybody that came up to the meetup because it was so much fun. And those that didn't come are going to have to hear about this for a long time to come. So, and Vicky and Frank both were very generous to everyone. So big shout outs to them too. And all the designated drivers.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything for you?
Drink responsibly.
Yes, please.
I'm just going to give a shout out to the Spocktonians tonight. I just haven't done it in a while. And yeah, thanks SPOCK'S too for tossing the beating down to the MIGs.
Not cool. We'll have to have another chance at that.
Yep. Well, next time we'll catch back up. We'll let Jen fill us in on all the changes, and I'm sure there'll be more by that point. And then hopefully by then we'll have the next generation Spock toolbar out with some new features and some things we got planned that I think people are going to really like, besides what I've already talked about on the show. I'll keep some of it a secret till we're ready to launch it.
Inquiring minds.
That's right. So with that, guess we'll call it a wrap.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Hey, Jen, where do you think they can find us?
They can find us on the web at informantpodcast.com. You can also find our fan page on facebook.com/Informant Podcast.
Or you can leave us an email at tip@informantpodcast.com.
Hey, I think you can also find us on Twitter at InformantPod.
And you can always leave us a rant on our rant hotline, which is 707-847-6852, 707-TIP-6852.
You have been listening to the Informant Podcast, the place where family is first.
I wanna cross, get 'em crashing to